love the way we finished at the halves. Warlow having an interception, and then Parisi having one as well. So those are exactly the types of finishes we want for our defense at the end of the half, where we can close out a game, and that's what we want to stand for. Yeah, I'll open it up to some questions. Coach, it certainly was about the ball. It ended up being even today, so Russ having two opportunities to get the interceptions, that was huge for us. And we know it makes it hard on us when we're not in the plus. So Brett ended up being at even, but I love the way that the finish came up at the end.
The penalties and turnovers, what can y'all do moving forward to eliminate those?
Yeah, we're certainly disappointed with the turnover, especially the one resulting in a long play coming back from Devonta. So those are ones you like to have over. We'll have to take a look and see how many of them were pre-snapped, and when there was a run, could we have released on the guy earlier, for the big cutback play. So when you have to start off, I think a number of them seemed like they were on 1st and 10, where it starts and goes into a 1st and 20, which makes it really tough to convert. Love the toughness that Devonta finishes with in the runs. I think he still had over 100 yards. He just represents all the style and toughness that we love about running the ball.
What was your kind of explanation that you get from the Julio that looked like it probably could have been a touchdown?
Yeah, we just figured we'd take a shot there. We thought maybe he reached out across over the pylon, and ended up saying no, the ruling on the field stand. They didn't give me an explanation why other than that ruling on the field stand.
Then the plays that followed that, can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure.
Went into that. And Devonta, you just talked about Devonta being physical.
Yeah, he certainly was. Decisions at the end. Really, we felt like we had 2 downs, and we were going to exercise both of them if we had the opportunity to do so. As you look back and it didn't work, yeah, you're disappointed that we didn't execute it like we were capable of. But I don't regret the decision to go for it, and have that type of belief and trust in the guys that just simply do that.
Any update on the injured guys? William Moore and
Not yet. I know William had a strain of his groin, and Hank had a strain of his hamstring. So when we get back tomorrow, we'll have a better update for those two. Other than those two, I think it was great to see Person back and Durant back. Then goes on to the ball game.
Dan, what happened on the play?
I think what happened, we were in a punt return, and so we had one guy, I don't know if they had sub form, so it was, for sure an error on our part. Where we just had too many men. A transition from defense to a special teams play, and didn't execute it like we should. So no excuse at all for it. And one, we just want to finish and do right longer. And that was a real example where we did not do that. So ended up having to go for a defensive play to come back. And there's a good answer by the defense for sure.
Coach, what do you make of the seem to be struggles in the passing game not being as smooth as maybe it could be the last, say, 5 quarters of football?
We'll have to go back and take a look and see, is there something that stood out, one thing over another. But at our best, it's the runs, the keepers, and the play action that goes with it. So we'll have to go back and take a look and see if there's, things that we can do better for sure. Honestly, that's our aim every week, to see how much better we can get this week. We had a good week of practice. We prepared well, and as it came in, some of the errors that take place, that was disappointing. But we'll go right back to it again tomorrow.
What does it say to you about Parisi's character losing the start this week after starting against the Saints? Come up with a big play like that at 10. That must mean a lot to you as a coach to see somebody just keep gutting it through like that.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing is that we want to let the players know how much we trust in them and believe in them, and that's our job to take them as far as they possibly can go. And we certainly have that respect, and we think that he's got a terrific future ahead of us. So it was a great play exactly when we needed it. Now we're excited for him.
Anything else you guys said today? How did you feel that was working out for you today?
Well, I thought there was some improvement for sure. It's absolutely an area of emphasis for us. We'll be at our best when our coverage and our pass rush work hand in hand. I think we still have a long way to go in that neighborhood to be at our best, and it's something that we'll continue to work at really hard.
Exactly why, they were 1-4, but what other factors led to y'all kind of knowing that, this would be a pretty tough fight?
Well, I think just knowing the style, number one, of their defense, and some of the players that we know and evaluate them, through the course of the week. And going into the game, they had the number 1 ranked defense, against the pass. They've got some really good featured rushers they know how to use. I just had a sense for it. Every once in a while, we're disappointed in the way they played last week, and you know that fight's going to be there. So we're not going to let our readiness, dictated by another team, but we knew the fight was going to be there, and we have to go a long way, and we're ready to do that.
I saw Warlow's interception. You had a blindside hit about that back. You would have been in field goal range.
We would have, and I believe it was the block. We never want to go back towards the ball. So that's part of our finish of doing right longer. So those kind of penalties, those are ones that we can correct for sure. Play at our best.
Are you worried at all about Matt Ryan?
I'm not. I believe in that, and I'm not worried.